Welcome, everyone, to New Mexico's best Hobbs Eagle basketball team you can expect on the radio and the internet. We are live in Espanola for the big Sun Devil Tournament. Ty Friend here with you live as your Hobbs Eagles will start off the tournament against Mesa Vista, the Trojans, a team coming in with a 1-0 record, a 2A team that was in the state championship last year, lost by a point to Texaco. Of course, your Hobbs Eagles coming out that big win on Tuesday night as they picked off Centennial, and a very good game for the Eagles. Got the victory against a team that in the same division in the other conference in the south part of the state. They won that one 60-57. Hobbs actually trailing in the first quarter, 21-16, but outscored Centennial 10-5 in the second. They were all knotted up at 26 at the half. Eagles outscored Centennial in the second half 34-31. Again, the three-point win in that contest. In terms of scoring in the game, a couple of guys in double digits. Lyric Soria, 17 points, and more importantly, a close game, but 6 for 6 from the free throw stripe. He is perfect on the season with 10 for 10 free throw shooting. Definitely a great job for Soria. At the same time, he leads the team with 3-pointers with 7, so definitely shooting the ball well. Also coming off his first game, Braddock Beatty, he had 17 points, 11 of those in the first quarter alone. Got a great stroke on the shots, 2 3-pointers to add to his numbers. He is not playing in this tournament. He is going to be at the football all-star game this weekend, so I'm not sure I don't think he's going to play any one of these games here in Espanola, so he'll be sorely missed after his first game on Tuesday night. Other scoring for the Hobbs Eagles in this last game Tuesday, Adarius Proby finished with 9 points, and he's definitely coming on for the Hobbs Eagles. Kind of a quiet game for Malachi David, just finished with 8 points and 5 rebounds, fouled out partway through the fourth quarter of that game. He had a big boy that he was going up against for Centennial, so kind of getting physically challenged in the paint. That kid liked to do a lot of hook shots and kind of fadeaways in the paint, so kind of a change in the kind of style that he's used to going up against with that kid from Centennial, but still getting in the scoring book for the Eagles. Josiah Clay finished with 6 in that contest. Rebounding-wise, Eagles got outboarded 31-25, so that was an area that you could see, especially on the offensive glass, through much of that game, pretty much controlled by Centennial at various spurts of the contest. Turns and turnovers, Hobbs had 14, Centennial 11, although steal-wise, Hobbs with 1 more than Centennial, 8. Soria had 3 to lead the Eagles in that statistic. So that's pretty much a good win for the Eagles, 3-0 record coming to this game against Mesa Vista. And this Mesa Vista team we just mentioned a minute ago was in the state championship game last year against Texaco. Ended up losing that by that 1-point margin, so they were kind of not too happy about the finish there. They were 26-5 last year, 10-0 in their district. They had McCurdy in there as well as one other team playing in that district, so a very small district. The game was 66-65 in the championship. And they lost 4 seniors to graduation from that squad, but they returned a couple of juniors, now seniors, 2 sophomores, now juniors, and 2 freshmen, now sophomores for the squad. They averaged 61 points a game last year and only gave up 46. Now, they had a game this past week, beat Pecos, who was a semifinal team from the 2A last year as well, beat them by 2, 53-51. Actually, Pecos up big in that game, 18-4. And then it was 38-19 in favor of Pecos up through the end of the third quarter, and that's when a big comeback for this Mesa Vista team to get the victory. They tightened up their defense and only allowed 13 points throughout the rest of the ball game, about 2 minutes left of the third going to the fourth, so really completely shut down Pecos. And it was a 51-50 ball game with 20 seconds left. Mesa Vista caused 4 turnovers in the last minute of that game to get the win. Andres Valdez, their top scorer, with 21, and Jordan Gallegos had 16 for the Trojans, and definitely had some defense to get them back in that contest. So very tough 2A squad. Again, they did graduate a few, but we'll see how that impacts their team this year. We mentioned that Braddock Beatty is out due to the All-Star football game. Also out due to the same situation for the Hobbs Eagles is Adrian Mora. So those 2 guys getting some accolades in 5A football or 6A football. Also been announced today, too, the Hobbs Eagles will have a little bit of a difference in their district next year for football. In fact, they will be losing Alamogordo to the lower division 5A, but they will also pick up Volcano Vista and also El Dorado. I just got done talking to Jeremy Soria, of course, the AD for the Hobbs Eagles, and he says that will be some big changes for the Hobbs Eagle program, at least in some of the games they'll have to play. So we're ready for some live action here. The Hobbs Eagles going to be taking on Mesa Vista. Black uniforms, gold numbers, white for Mesa Vista. And the tip will be in the backcourt for Javen Hernandez. He is one of the starters for the Eagles in this one. Passes back up top of the arc to get things set up. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. This is Mesa Vista's basketball. Was it Javen Hernandez? Pass to the left elbow. Gets it into Martinez misses it, and the rebound for the Hobbs Eagles in transition. Ball in the front court now with Soria. He'll set up the offense at midcourt for the Eagles. Coming over to get the ball on the left wing, it's Clay. Dumps it down underneath. Reverse layup, windmill, thrown up in the air. Pulled down by Jadarius Lowe on the right block. Kicks out to the right side to Soria. His three off the rim. Put back up on the right glass on the tip by Lowe. He's already got 2 rebounds and a bucket as well. Eagles up 2-0 early in this game. Stop and go dribble now for Mesa Vista as Andres Valdez. As he kicks it out to the right wing to slow it down just a bit. Here's Gallegos. Drives to the lane, and he gets fouled with a push. As getting a hand in his back is Josiah Clay. First personal, first team foul against the Eagles. Trojans for Mesa Vista and the Hobbs Eagles here. As the inbound will come to the backcourt. Into the hands of the point guard, Valdez. Comes across the timeline, taking on Soria to the right wing. Hands it off to the corner, driving the paint. A little hook shot off the left side of the rim and putting it through for the bucket for Mesa Vista was Santiago Martinez. 2-2 here early, first round of this Sun Devil tournament here in Espanola. Into the front court on the left wing with a little spin move for the Eagles is Jadarius Lowe. Puts it off to the right side to Soria. He flicks it down to the right wing, driving the lane hard for Hobbs. It's Clay. Throws up a shot, misses underneath, and pulled down for Vista as a big quick spin move with the basketball into the front court, Andres Valdez. He comes down the lane, high arching layup, air ball, pulled down by the Eagles on the rebound by Jadarius Lowe, and he's going to send it up ahead, and a foul going up to the hoop that time for the Eagles, and a chance for some free throws, Josiah Clay. So Lowe really ripping down the boards. He's got 4 rebounds for the Eagles, and he'll try to make the score a +1 or maybe +2 depending on the points that he puts on these free throws. Still 2-2 with 6:14 remaining. First free throw is up, and it is a swish. Hobbs 31 of 44 from the charity stripe this season, as the first one good for Clay. Eagles up 3-2 here in the first, 6:14 left. Second shot is up, bouncing around the rim and comes off, no good. Rebound comes down for Mesa Vista and quickly passed up court. Pass to the left block, double clutch for Valdez, misses, and the long rebound for the Eagles in transition. Coming to the front court, down the paint, double clutch off the right glass and score 2 for Adarius Proby, his first points. 5-2 your score. And the Eagles have their biggest lead of 3. A long pass down court, caught on the left wing. Hippity-hop move for Gallegos, shoots up a 3 off the left rim, no good. Another rebound for the Hobbs Eagles. That's Lowe's 5th rebound as he'll send it ahead. Taking it to the rack on the left side and getting fouled. They're going to call a charge. Clay took it to the rack that time. They call the charge. He goes over the top. So that will be a foul on him. His second already, second team foul. Also go as a turnover for the Eagles, their first. And a 5-2 score. Full court press, trap pressure for the Eagles. A steal on the play. Official blows his whistle with an open hand. I guess a timeout was called as they were afraid they were going to get a steal on that one. So Mesa Vista calls the timeout. The Eagles will get a chance to talk with their coach, Ronald Ross. It's 5-2. Hobbs up by 3. We will take a 30-second break. Come back with more Hobbs Eagle Hoops here in Sun Devil Land. Back with us in just 30 seconds. Welcome back to Espanola, the Sun Devil Tournament. Hobbs Eagles on the road, 5-2 lead over the Trojans. Trap pressure in the backcourt, and the ball is fumbled out of bounds. Nice job for double team for the Hobbs Eagles. As losing the basketball on the far sideline was Andres Valdez, the first turnover for the Trojans. Inbound to the timeline. Story with the basketball. Comes around the right. Hands the ball off to his teammate. That's Lowe. Lowe kicking off to the left wing. Turning and facing the basket is Sullivan, who just got in here momentarily during the timeout. Pass up top. Coming into Proby. Proby's going to hand off behind, top of the circle to Soria. He's going to drive the lane right side, gets hammered from behind, went up through 2 defenders near the hoop. That'll give him a chance for more free throws in this one. They call the foul on Mesa Vista's Stephen Pena, his first. That will be the first team foul, make it the second team foul. So Soria will be back on the line to shoot 2. Soria came into this contest perfect, 10 for 10. First shot's up and good. He'll get one more. 6-2 the score. Favor the Hobbs Eagles. One more free throw attempt here. Second shot is up, and it's good. And I guess they're going to call this off. A lane violation on the Eagles' left side of the lane. So no good on the second one for Soria. Not his fault, though. So 6-2. Long inbound to timeline. Pulled down at the half stripe by Gallegos. Throws it and then passes over to the right wing to Valdez. Coming back from behind, getting the basketball at the top is Gallegos. Dribbles out to the right corner. Thought about a 3-shot, decided against it. Dumps it to the right block underneath the hoop. Ball loose and tossed over to the left baseline to Martinez. He runs over his defender right into the top of the Eagles defender. That was Darius Proby, and that will be a turnover and a foul. They get that one called against Santiago Martinez, his first, third team foul against the Trojans. Substitution coming in for the Eagles, Justice French. 4:51 left here in the first quarter. It's 6-2 Hobbs. As the inbound coming into Soria. Brings it across the timeline. Unloads a pass to the near side to Proby. Back door, missing the layup on the right side is Soria. And off to the races come the Trojans in transition down the right side of the paint. Was Valdez. Gives it off right corner to Gallegos. Hand off to the right corner. Backing it out with the dribble. Spin move as Valdez dumps it down low. Reverse layup missed on the right block. Martinez not able to come up with it. Eagles on the run up court with a pass from low. That's his 6th rebound. Bad pass to the right wing taken away for Mesa Vista. The Eagles with their 3rd turnover. Having the front court, top of the circle. Thought about a 3 up top to the guard, Valdez. Dump it down to the right block. Fadeaway jumper is off the back of the rim. No good for Martinez. Rebound on the left block, though. Put back up by Jonathan Martinez, and he scores. Has a rebound and now 2 points for the Trojans. 6-4. Eagles still holding on to a 2-point lead. And trying to drive to the rack after a pass, going hard is Soria. I think we got another charge. Official's been very consistent on those calls. That's going to be on him, his first, 3rd team foul. Both teams with 3 apiece here in the opening quarter. 3:50 remaining, 6-4. Hobbs by 2. Long half-court inbound, far side. As dribbling up top for the Trojans is Gallegos. He'll slow it down. Bounce pass coming to the top of the arc to Valdez. Fakes a 3, kicks it back to the left wing to Gallegos. Stop and go dribble, uses it up outside the 3-point line. Low right on top of him. Slings it down to the baseline, falling to the floor. They're going to say a Hobbs Eagles shove the guard trying to get the ball on that left base. Hitting the deck was Jonathan Martinez. Here they call the foul on. That's going against Soria. So back-to-back against him. His second, 14th foul, 1 away from the bonus. And a substitution for the Eagles. Darius Proby comes back in. Taking a seat is Hendrick Sullivan. Trojan basketball inbound to the left corner to Valdez. Kick it up top, faking a 3 is Martinez, and they call the travel. Took a step and then tried to get around a screen from his teammate and stumbled with the basketball. Second turnover for Mesa Vista. Keep wanting to say Mesa Valley down there from Las Cruces. Still 6-4 ball game with 3:25 remaining here in the first quarter of the Sun Devil Tournament in Espanola. Staying at the timeline with the dribble is Soria. Throws it across to the left wing to Low. Low to the left baseline. Amron Wheeler tried to get a grab on it. Couldn't, but he picks it back up. Tries a fadeaway jumper from the left block and gets banged into by 2 defenders, Valdez and Gallegos that time. They get the foul. There'll be 2 free throws here. They charge that one to Valdez, his first, 14 fouls. So both teams now with 4 apiece in the foul situation. And on the line will be Amron Wheeler. First shot is up, and it is good. Wheeler's first point. Eagles are 3 of 5 from the line for 60%. Extend their lead to 7-4 here in the first. Soria takes a seat with the 2 fouls. And coming in for him for the Eagles is Darius Proby. Also, Javen Hernandez on the court. Wheeler's second free throw, no good. pulled down on the far right sideline and dribbling just a bit, and unloads the pass is Martinez to the timeline. In the ball on the left side. On the left of the arc is Valdez. Tries to drive the lane again. He stumbles forward. The second turnover in a row for the Trojans, trying to cut from the free throw line area. And that will be their third turnover as well, matching the numbers for the Eagles in the turnovers. 7-4 ball game here in the first. Inbound to the backcourt. In the hands of Jadarius Lowe. Comes across the timeline. Bounce pass to Wheeler. Double team. Up top to Justice French. He gets double team. Dump it down low to the right block to Proby. Turn out Jay and swishes it right through the hole. Point blank range to the right rim. Proby now with 2 buckets. And the Eagles now lead 9-4 here in the first quarter. Coming down the lane, double clutch off the right block, and they call a late foul as Andres Valdez. Looked like he threw the ball right into the 2 Eagle defenders, but they're going to say they crashed down on top of him after the block. Charge that to Proby, his first 15 foul. That means the Trojans are now in the 2-shot situation. So put on the line Andres Valdez. This will be their first attempts of this first quarter. The 9-4 deficit, and the first one up and good as Valdez now at this first point of the ball game. 3 scores so far for Mesa Vista, and the Eagles have 4 players in the books, 5 players in the books. 3 of those guys with free throws. Second shot bouncing off the rim, no good. Chased down the baseline by Javen Hernandez, his first rebound. Outlet to the near side as it's brought across quickly for the Eagles by Justice French. He cans the ball out behind him to Proby. Proby on the right wing with the dribble. Bounce pass to the timeline as he connects with Lowe. Jadarius Lowe with the one-hand bounce pass to French at the free throw line. Gets it stripped on the turnover, and here comes the Trojans are the other way after a 4 turnover. Pass down the lane on the left side, laying it in for 2 is Martinez. He's got 4 points. 9-7 your score as the Hobbs Eagles now have given up a couple points to the Trojans here late in the first. Pass down to the right corner, 3 on the way for Proby. Is a swish. First tray of the ball game. He leads his team in scoring now with 7 points. 1:53 left here in the first quarter. It is 12-7 as the Eagles nail that 3-pointer. Get a little bit more of a cushion on the score. Pass down the lane, threading the needle, reverse layup on the right side, converted and a foul. That's Jordan Gallegos. Chance for a 3-point play. Eagles get burned on the pass down the lane. They call the foul on Proby. He's got 2 now. It's a 6-4 foul count at this point. Eagles going to go back to the bench and bring in David and Sullivan back to the court. French will take a breather. Cameron Wheeler stays out there. Javen Hernandez, of course, relatives on the court. Chance now for that 3-point play for Gallegos. They're 1 of 2 from the line. 3-point ball game and make it 2 now as Gallegos hits the free throw. He's got 3 points. It's 12-10. Eagles get across the timeline. Hernandez throws it right into the defender's hands at the time stripe. You got a double team against him. That will be the Eagles' 5th turnover. Coming down the lane, lost the ball in traffic, was Valdez, stolen away by the Eagles. It's picked up by Hernandez at the timeline. He'll go to the rack with it. They call the charge. Took it hard to the right side. Looked like the defender wasn't even ready, and Coach Ross jumps off the bench that time. So Hernandez charged with the foul, his first. 17 foul. Eagles 6th turnover after the charge. Now 12-10 with 1:21 remaining here in the first. Coming across the timeline, one-hand pass from Valdez to the left wing in the hands of Romero. Uses up the dribble, bounce pass, no looker, coming down the lane, stripped away for the Eagles. Cameron Wheeler gets a piece of it as he brings in the dribble into the front court after the 4th Trojan turnover, and they call the foul as the dribble to the left elbow. Little shove action there by Adrian Sandoval, his first. 15 fouls, the Eagles now in the double bonus. Hobbs had 3 free throw shooters so far, and they're 3 of 6, all of them 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Soria, Clay, and Wheeler. And Wheeler back up on the line. First shot is up and good. Wheeler played his first game on Tuesday against Centennial. Did not score in that game, but did have 4 rebounds to his name in limited action. Of course, a bunch of football players on the squad now after their semifinal game last week on the gridiron. One more shot for Wheeler. It is up, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down the right block by Hernandez, gets tied up quickly after the rebound, and that will be a jump ball. 3 rebounds now for Hernandez. 13-10 here, first quarter, 1:06 remaining. And the arrow's going to stay with the Eagles, luckily, on the right side of the paint on the baseline. Hernandez will inbound. The Eagles with a square look in their box, get it into the right corner to Sullivan. Throws it down low to Hernandez, but it's taken away in midstream on the steal. but stolen back by the Eagles. A shot in the paint. They call the foul. Count it on the jumper, middle of the paint for the Eagles. Turnovers traded off there. Lowe comes up with a steal on that one. He's got 4 points, so 7 turnovers for the Eagles, but then Lowe gets it back from them, from the Trojans, and gets the 5th turnover for Mesa Vista. Extends the lead to 15-10. And that'll put on the line Jadarius Lowe. He's got 4 points. And trying to make it 5 here. Referee bounced the ball and got it back as he said 2 free throws. They did count the basket, so he'll just get 1. 15-10. 1:06 left first quarter. Lowe's shot is up and a switch. He's got 5 points. 16-10 the score. And Hobbs is going to drop back in a half-court defense. Looks like a little 1-3-1 look. Now it's going to be a matchup. Coming across the timeline for the Trojans is Valdez. On the left wing as he unloads the pass to Romero. Romero cuts it down low to the left block. Shot quickly with a shot put action. Left hand is Pena for his first bucket. 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. 16-12 your score. And coming across the timeline for the Eagles is Lowe. Lowe gives it off to David on the right elbow. Kick it down right corner. Hernandez drives baseline. Back to David. Right wing. 3 is on the way off the back of the rim. Tipped up in the air and pulled down by the Trojans. Ripped down by Gallegos, his 2nd rebound. We got a big crash underneath the basket. Bodies flying everywhere. And unfortunately, that's going to be bonus time going to the other end still. They call the foul on Hernandez, his 2nd. Getting a little too football aggressive there. That is the 8th team foul against the Eagles. Of course, 5 now in each quarter would be double bonus. There are no 1-on-1s anymore. Stops the clock with 31 seconds left. 16-12 here in the first. Hobbs has another game tomorrow, same time, 3:30 tip. They'll take on Postgame Valley, another smaller division school. And then Saturday against the home team, 2 o'clock start for Espanola. This place will be packed. First free throw is up and good, converted by Gallegos. He's perfect, 2 for 2 from the line, has 4 points. Score goes to 16-13. Sub comes on the court for the Trojans. Shia Romero, his first action. 2nd shot, kind of a fadeaway look. Count it for Gallegos. He has 5 points. Eagles up 14-6 after the free throws. And coming across the timeline for the Eagles is Jadarius Lowe. Dribbles to the right wing, up top to David. Goes backdoor to Amron Wheeler, but overthrows it. Hits the bottom of the backboard. Trying to chase it down. Javen Hernandez left of the paint. He gets knocked to the floor. Battering ram style that time. Took a hard shot by Gallegos. That's his first. The 6th team foul against the Trojans. And the Hobbs Eagles back to the line. Javen yet to shoot a free throw. Has 3 rebounds. Couple of fouls too. His 2nd game of the season. Of course, he came in this Tuesday against Centennial. First free throw up and good for Hernandez. Hobbs has outscored their opponents in 3 games so far. 50-41 in the first quarter. And they're doing so right now, 17-14. 2nd shot is off the front of the rim, no good for Hernandez. Chased down in the left wing by Mesa Vista's Martinez, his first rebound. Clock down to 8 seconds. Jumping across the timeline, a pass over to Valdez. Guarded closely by Wheeler, crossover move with 4. Threads it to the free throw line, pivot by Gallegos. Shot at the back of the rim, and at the buzzer, rebounded by the Eagles. Good job getting high in the air for that one by Malachi David, his first board of the ball game. So at the end of 1, we've got a 17-14 ball game as your Hobbs Eagles here in Espanola have the 3-point lead. We will take a 60-second break, come back with more Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Welcome back to Espanola, the Sun Devil Tournament. It's going to be Sun Devil basketball, driving the lane, going up high with a shot off the glass with two hands, putting it through is Gallegos. He leads the Mesa Vista team by 7 points. It's now 17-16 here. Eagles by 1. In the front court with the dribble is Soria. He'll pass it down low, going up strong with it is Malachi David with two hands off the left glass. He puts it through. His first points of the ball game here in Espanola. Quickly going the other way, 19-16. Shot from the right wing off the back of the iron by Gallegos. Pulling it down quickly for the Eagles was Josiah Clay, got tied up, and it will be Hobbs basketball on the jump arrow. So a 3-point ball game here. 3 games for the Hobbs Eagles on this one. 19-14 here. As coming across the time stripe, bounce pass to the right wing to Proby. Decided not to use the screen, came down the lane with a lefty hook off the back of the rim. Ripped down by Gallegos, his 3rd rebound, as he's going to pass it up the far right sideline. In transition is Valdez. Fakes a shot from the free throw, takes a couple of steps and throws up the ball. Looked like they bailed him out with a foul from behind. Looked like he might have traveled, picked up the pivot foot. Looked like it came back down. They called the foul on Josiah Clay. That's already his 3rd personal. And that'll be the first team foul here in the second quarter. Top scorer for the Eagles, Adarius Proby, was 7, including a tray in the first quarter. Jadarius Lowe with 5, 2 for Wheeler, and 1 apiece on free throws. Soria, Clay, and Hernandez. First free throw was up and good for Valdez. He's now 2 of 3 from the charity stripe with 2 points. Substitution for Mesa Vista, Jonathan Martinez. 19-17 the score here in the second quarter. Second shot off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound pulled down quickly in the paint by Soria. His first got it stripped away. Ball loose in the left corner, taken back by Valdez. He gets tripped and knocked down to the floor. Justice French, I took his legs out. They didn't call the foul. They're going to say it went off the Trojan player. Looked like he got a little rolling log underneath his leg that time. That will be a turnover. So the Eagles will have the basketball. That'll be 6 turnovers for the Trojans. Eagles in the front court, top of the arc. Malachi David spotting a 3, in and out. Baseline rebound. We got a crash and a foul called. Coming down with it for the Trojans was Santiago Martinez, his 2nd. And they called the Eagles from behind on a push. Foul called on Jadarius Lowe, his 1st. 2nd team foul already here just 20 seconds into this second quarter. Him out of left corner to the back court of Valdez. He'll cross court it and then touch pass back deep, and they're going to send it across with a long one from Martinez into the front court to Romero. Up top with a jab step for Valdez, guarded by Soria. Unloads to the left wing to Romero. One bounce pass down the lane is taken away by Soria for another turnover for the Trojans. Into the front court. Soria comes down the lane, leans to the hoop, and runs over his defender. They might have called a block, a movement of the foot that time. 7 turnovers for Mesa Vista. Or did they call the charge? Yep, they did get the block on that one. Said it right the first time. So they get the foul on the block. A little shuffling of the feet there by Shia Romero, his first team foul. Hobbs had 9 fouls in the first quarter, 5 for Mesa Vista. Now with 6 total, and the Eagles with 11. So big difference in free throw shots here. First shot is up and good for the Eagles as Soria nails it. He's got 2 points. That'll make it 20-17. Second shot is up, and it's bouncing around the rim and good. Soria gets them both. He ends it with 3 points, and he is 3 for 4 from the line. Timeout on the court as we'll go to a 6:18 clock here. 21-17 as your Hobbs Eagles up by 4. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. $15, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back here to Espanola, the Sun Devil Tournament. Your Hobbs Eagles leading 21-17. 3 games here. The first one this afternoon. Tomorrow, Postgame will be the school that they play on this court, and then it will be the Saturday game against the home team Espanola. It is a round-robin tournament, no brackets for this one. It will be after the timeout, Trojan basketball, trailing by 4. Coming to the front court on the right wing off the dribble is Valdez. Cross quarter to the left wing, getting the ball and trying to drive is Martinez. Fadeaway jumper, left block, no good. Eagles get a quick rebound and send it ahead. Going to the rack with it with a nice little scoop move was Soria off the rebound from Adarius Proby. Soria now has a total of 5 points, and it's 23-17. Hobbs up by 6. In the front court, a high one down to the left corner on the pass from Martinez. Shows up at 3, clinks off the rim, no good. Tip back up on the left block by Gallegos for his 4th rebound, it won't go. And in the middle of the paint to rip it down for the Eagles was Jadarius Lowe. He's got 7 rebounds so far for Hobbs as they lead by 6. Into the front court comes Soria, uses up his dribble. Fade pass to Malachi David, right block. Double clutch through 2 defenders, in and out. Rebound by Gallegos, nobody blocking him out that time, his 5th board. Outlet to the timeline to bring it across is Valdez, top of the circle, backing into his defender, Proby, and they call a body foul, actually reach foul called on the Eagles. On that far right sideline, they go that against Lowe on that one, his 2nd, already the 3rd team foul. They're going to say he was inside the 3-point line, so they move it down to the right baseline for the inbound for the Trojans. Gets it into the right corner to Valdez. Touch pass back same side right to Romero. Lost the ball off the foot of Lowe. Loose near the timeline. Lowe gets a steal. Turnover for the Trojans. Pass up court to Soria. His shot from the left block. That was the 8th turnover. Put back up and in by Malachi David right over the top of the iron. David with 4 points all coming in this 2nd quarter and 2 rebounds. And that'll extend the lead to 25-17. Your Eagles by 8 with 4:54 left in the 2nd quarter. We'll take another 30-second break. Come back live here in Espanola. Back here in Espanola, the Sun Devil Tournament. Have a little technical problem with the scoreboard. We'll get that set for you here. It should be the right score now, 25-17 if you're watching on the internet. Eagles by 8, their biggest lead with 4:48 left here in the 2nd. Around the perimeter, the Trojans dribbling up top is Martinez. Pass over to the right wing to Gallegos. Gets it to the right corner, a swat on the ball. It's loose. It looks like sprawling across the court. They get a foul. It's going to the hardwood. Shia Romero outside that right wing. Looks like a foul on the Eagles. They're having some issues with fouls now. Lowe has his 3rd. That's a 14th foul. Also for 3, Josiah Clay, Proby and Hernandez, and Soria all have 2 apiece. So that's starting to be a factor, and it looks like that's going to send Lowe to the bench. Inbound up top to set up is Martinez. Throws it down the lane, reverse left to the left of the glass from right to left, and Martinez lays it in. Off the glass, they call the foul. That's 6 points for Martinez. And they'll get the foul on this one. That'll be the 5th team foul, as they'll charge that one to Hernandez. So he's got 3 now for the Eagles. 3 with foul trouble. Clay, Lowe, and Hernandez. Free throw is up and good, as putting it through the hole was Martinez. He's got 7 points, 25-20. Ball comes across the timeline to the left wing. Cotton returned by Proby up top to Soria. Sends it to the right side to Hernandez. Hernandez will zing it down to the right corner. Spin move for Justice French. Double team though on the baseline right. He gets it knocked out of his hands but does recover. He'll send it back up top to reset to Soria. A 1-2-1-1 zone. Down to French on the right block. Runs over his defender. Just backed into him and flattened him on the floor. And unfortunately a charge there for French. Be his first personal, 6th team foul, and the 8th Eagle turnover. A little bit too much force with his butt that time, and Coach Ross is going to have to go back to the bench and bring in Hendrick Sullivan, returning to the court. 25-20. Here in the 2nd quarter, your Eagles by 5. In the backcourt, taking his time off the dribble right up to the time stripe was Valdez, unloads it. Top of the circle with the spin move. Going up in the air with it was Pena. Came back to the floor. Should have been a travel. Pass up top. Shot on the way off the back of the rim for Martinez. And coming up with it for the Eagles, Malachi David. David with his 3rd rebound. Pass to the right wing to Soria. Handoff right behind him to Proby on the near right wing in front of the Trojan bench. Returns back deep to Sullivan at the time stripe. Dribble around the left circle. Spins out of pressure. Gives to Soria. NBA three from the left. Shot is off the back of the rim high. Pulled down underneath by Gallegos. His 6th rebound. Nobody getting a butt on him the last few drives down the court. 3:20 left here in the second. Eagles by 5, 25-20. In the front court, right wing. Valdez, bad pass down the lane, stolen by Hernandez. He'll send it ahead to a breaking Soria with the scoop shot, finger roll on the right side. Night turnover for the Trojans, and Soria with the big bucket for the Eagles. He's got 6 of his 7 points here in the second quarter. Eagles up 27-20. Slowing it down to the Hawks. Trying to get back in this ball game. Shot up top for 3 off the back of the rim. No good for Gallegos. Pulled down by Soria for his 2nd rebound. He'll take the dribble himself, going one-on-one against Martinez in the front court, and slows it down with the dribble through his legs. To the left baseline. Back to David on the left elbow. Fadeaway jumpers, nothing but net. David with all 6 of his points here in the second quarter. And your Hobbs Eagles have their biggest lead of the ball game, 29-20. Into the front court, a pass going to the left wing to Martinez. Cross quarter down to the right corner to Pena. Pena guarded closely by Soria. Bounce pass on the right side once again to Valdez. Throws it down low, right block to Gallegos. Underneath the hoop, kick it left corner to Martinez. 3 fadeaway out the front of the rim, and unfortunately getting a hand up Sullivan, but then he runs right into the shooter and the foul, deep left corner. So Sullivan will pick up his first 17th foul on the Eagles here in the second. That'll be a 2-shot or 3-shot situation for Jonathan Martinez. Yet to shoot any free throws. 5 of 8. Oh, free throw missed off the back of the rim. Hard shot there. 5 of 8 from the charity stripe are the Trojans at this point. One more shot attempt here. It's good. Actually, 2 more after that 3-point attempt. So second one good. Martinez now with 3 points. And they go back to Amron Wheeler for the Hobbs Eagles, checking in for Malachi David, who exits with 3 shots and 6 points. One more free throw for Martinez. In and out, no good. Pulled down by Amron Wheeler underneath the hoop. He got hammered, but no call. He gets it up court. Pass to the left wing to Sullivan. Back deep, top of the arc. Faking a 3 is Proby. He's going to drive the lane with the scoop right side. His defender getting underneath his legs, and the foul. Ball came out the front of the rim, no good. But he'll get a chance for 2 free throws here. 29-21. Eagles by 8. Biggest lead has been 9 here in this first half. On the free throw line is Proby. First attempt from the line. Shot is up and good. Boy, Proby, some big numbers already. 8 points. He came into this contest averaging 7 points a game. 3 rebounds a contest. Has 1 tray for tonight or this afternoon. One more shot for Proby. He's got 8 points. And this one bounces the rim and the glass and gets them both. He's got 9 now. Eagles up 31-21. 10-point lead here late in the second with 2 minutes remaining. Bounce pass in the front court on the right wing to Martinez. Kick it up top to the guard. A hard dribble for Valdez on the right elbow. Pivoting. Good guarding by Wheeler there. Pass up top. Taken away by Soria. He's going to go to the racket. Gets hammered. No call, but 2 hands over the rim as he's got 9 points to lead the Eagles. And that'll be the 10th turnover for Mesa Vista. In the front court, top of the circle, driving hard, Martinez. Kick out right wing, 3 on the way and good. Nobody got out on Martinez that time and nails it as he's got 6 points. 33-24, driving the lane to the other end, high arching finger roll for Soria, no good, but tipped back up and in by Amron Wheeler. Wheeler with 4 points and 2 rebounds. It's now 35-24. Eagles by 11, so teams are trading baskets here. Driving the lane, little scoop on the reverse, left to right, and over the side of the rim, count it. Coach Ross doesn't like the call there. They're going to count it for a possible 3-point play as he has some words for the official. They call the foul on Wheeler, his first 8-team foul. And getting 1 shot after the made bucket was Valdez. 35-26. Free throws up and good as converting on it was Valdez. 1:05 remaining here in the half. 35-27. Soria will slow it down as he dribbles up to the time stripe. Gives it off on the right wing to Proby. Posting up. Down low to Wheeler. Fade shot over the back of the rim. No good. Gets his own rebound. Another fade. Misses it off the back of the rim again. His third rebound. Then it gets knocked out of bounds in the right corner. That'll be off a Hobbs Eagle. Javen Hernandez tried to save it, but it goes back to the Trojans. Mesa Vista might be their last possession here in the half. 43 seconds remaining. Into the front court off the crossover move is Valdez. Kick it off to the right wing. The kid that just made that three, Martinez. Unloads to the left wing to Pena. Back deep to reset to Valdez. Crossover move, spin. Tries to pass right. Deflected in the air by Amron Wheeler. That's the 11th turnover. Wheeler's going to outlet to the near sideline to Javen Hernandez. Back to Soria. Clock to 20 seconds. In the front court. Stripped to the timeline. Picked away by Martinez. He goes to the rack. Misses the layup on the back of the rim, and it rolls out of bounds. They're going to say it was touched by the Eagles, but Coach Ross thinks differently on that one. It looked like it just kind of ricocheted off 2 or 3 defenders. That was the Eagles' 9th turnover. Clock stop with 13 seconds left. They do go ahead and give it back to the Eagles now. 35-27. Eagles have 10 seconds to work with. Coming across the timeline is Soria. Pass to the left wing to Proby. Proby's going to drive. Shot from the left baseline. 15-footer out the back of the rim. No good. Rebound top of the arc. And a three-quarter court shot at the buzzer is way short of the rim. Off the rebound for Martinez. So at the end of 2 quarters of play, we're at the half here in Espanola, here at the Sun Devil Tournament. 35-27. Your Eagles by 8. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the halftime numbers. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on the road on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
Clear.
Welcome back to Espanola. Your Hobbs Eagles at the Sun Devil Tournament round 1 as they take on Mesa Vista. Lead at the half 35-27. Eagles had a 3-point lead in the first quarter, 17-14, and then outscored Mesa Vista 18-13 in the second. So again, 35-27 is your score. Looking at the numbers for Mesa Vista, their top scorer is Jonathan Gallegos, had 7 points, 5 of those in the first quarter where he went 3 for 3 on the free throw line. Jonathan Martinez hit a tray. He's got 6 points. He was 1 of 3 on the line. Andres Valdez is 5 points in the first half, and he had a total of 3 of 4 free throws in that, 75%. And one other guy was 7, Jordan Gallegos had 7 points. He was 3 for 3. So they had 5 scores in the first half. Stephen Payne added a bucket for 2. Top rebounder for Mesa Vista, Jordan Gallegos. He has 6 rebounds for the Trojans' cause. They had 11 turnovers in the first half. They are 7 of 11 from the charity stripe. For your Hobbs Eagles, the scoring leader, Lyric Soria, with 9 points, 8 of those coming in the second quarter. And he is 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. He missed his first free throw of the season. Came in shooting 10 of 10. Again, 3 of 4 in this ball game for 75%. And actually, he's not the leading scorer. Let me go back one here and go to Adarius Proby. He's got 11, so he's 2 points better than Soria. He is 2 for 2 from the line. 7 of his 11 points coming in the first quarter, including a tray for the Eagles. In fact, that's the only tray the Eagles have converted in this ball game. Malachi David with 6 points, all coming in the second quarter. He had 2 rebounds in the first half. Jadarius Lowe with 5 points. He had 1 for 1 free throw shooting and a total of 7 rebounds through 2 quarters of play. Amron Wheeler with 4 points, 2 for 4 from the line. He also had 3 rebounds for the Eagles. Javen Hernandez had 1 point, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe with 3 rebounds. Top rebounder for the Eagles so far, again, Jadarius Lowe with 7 in that first half of action. Really getting scrappy there for the Eagles. Hobbs had 2 less turnovers in the first half, 9 compared to 11 for Mesa Vista. Now there's some foul trouble for the Eagles. Several guys with 3 fouls apiece, including Josiah Clay, Jadarius Lowe, and Javen Hernandez. Just a reminder, a couple players are out today. Braddock Beatty, he's at the football all-star game this weekend, and also Adrian Mora, both from the football team there. By the way, the Eagles shooting 10 of 15 from the charity stripe for 66%. Once again, halftime score 35-27 as your Hobbs Eagles lead over the Mesa Vista Trojans. We'll take another minute break. Get ready for second half action. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on the Road on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
Play. Thirty. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Espanola. Third quarter action getting ready to be underway here as your Hobbs Eagles lead 35-27. They put 10 minutes on the clock and quickly erased that down to 8, so knocking 2 off there, thankfully. 8-point Eagle lead. Again, the top scorer in the first half for the Eagles, Darius Proby with 11 points, 9 for Soria. And the leaders for the Mesa Vista Trojans, 7 apiece for Santiago Martinez and Jordan Gallegos. It will be the Trojan basketball here as we get this third quarter underway. Pass to the right wing, driving the middle of the lane is Martinez. Throws it down low, ball loose in the air, taken away by Malachi David on the rebound, his 4th board of the contest. The Eagles will have the first chance to score now here in this offensive set. Coming across the timeline to set up very patient offense is Lyric Soria. Top of the circle, unloads the left wing to Clay. Clay dribbling behind his back through his legs against looks like a 1-3-1 zone. Pass off to the right wing for the Eagles for Proby. Proby comes up top, tries to see some rotation, gives the Justice French right corner up top to Clay, swing it to the left side to Soria. Down the left corner, 3 on the way, a high rainbow jumper for Proby off the back of the rim. High rebound for Clay underneath the hoop, turn and fire to Jay. Point blank off the front of the rim. The ball is saved right back to Malachi David by the Trojans. He can't get it to drop. And then we got a whistle late. A lot of banging underneath. Bad save for the Trojans, right to Malachi David. And then going up with it the second time was David. They're going to call that a foul, so that's his 5th rebound. See who they call that against. It looks like that's Pena's 3rd personal, so they're starting to get some foul trouble too. Inbound right corner, wide open. Josiah Clay off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down, though, by Justice French like a receiver that time. Pass back to Soria, in and out on the 3-point shot of the deep right corner. And coming up with the rebound is that big man, Mr. Gallegos. He's got 7 boards to lead this Trojan team. Thanks, good job for French, though, to chase after that last ball. Into the front court, the pass up top to Gallegos, drives the lane, little hook shot from the left side of the iron. He goes up against David and Proby that time. They call the foul on one of those two. That's against David, his first. First team foul here in the 3rd quarter. Hobbs had a total, have 17 fouls in the first half, just 6 for Mesa Vista. Gallegos on the line, he's 3 for 3. They were 7 of 11 in the first half for the free throws. First shot's a swish for Gallegos. He's got 8 points and perfect now, 4 for 4. Eagles came into this game with Soria, the top scorer, averaging 19 a contest. Beatty at 17, not playing in this tournament, and David at 15.3. Also the leader in rebounds at 11 for the squad. Second shot's up and good for Gallegos. He's got 9 points on 5 of 5 free throw shooting. Coming across the timeline, Jeremy Soria, or Lyric Soria, talking about his dad there, 35-29, 6:28 left here in the 3rd. On the left wing, pass to Clay, back deep to Soria, swing it to the right side to Proby. Proby takes a couple of dribbles, returns up top to Clay, or to Soria, over to Clay on the left wing. He spots up an NBA 3 off the top of the backboard and also hits the shot clock, which they're not using, obviously, but that'll be out of bounds. No chance for a rebound on that one. Coach Ross trying to tell Clay to kind of take it to the hoop with a head fake that next time instead of shooting the 3 on the run. Coming across the time stripe with the basketball, waiting for a screen is Valdez. Unloads to the right wing. Shake and bake for Martinez to the baseline on the right side. Bad pass in the lane taken away by Soria for the turnover. They'll throw it up ahead to Justice French. Up and down. They didn't call the travel on that one. And then the ball got knocked out of his hands after the rebound. Fans aren't liking that. Thought he went up and down and came back to the floor. That is a rebound for French, but they're going to get it back as it went off the hands of the Trojans. That was the 12th turnover for Mesa Vista at the other end. The inbound left corner, Proby's going to shoot the tray off the back of the iron, pull down on the other baseline right, and they're in transition quickly. This is a run and gun type of team, and they laid up off the right side off the pass to Valdez. He's got 7 points. 35-31, down to a 4-point lead. In the front court, a pass to French, shake and bake in the lane. Ball loose, stripped, and a steal on the way. That's the turnover for the Eagles. The pass up ahead on the right baseline. They'll send it back to the left wing to reset. Driving the lane with the reverse layup on the right side. San Diego Martinez, and swatting it out of bounds for the Eagles was big man Malachi David. Close to being a foul call there. They did blow a quick whistle. Thought they were going to get him on it, but they decided not to. Checking in for the Eagles is Jadarius Lowe. In for Justice French. The inbound to the right corner, driving right baseline is Martinez. Gets it knocked out of his hands, coming from the left side to help on the double team. Jadarius Lowe to knock it out. Again, he's got to be careful with those 3 fouls. Onto the court for Mesa Vista is Shia Romero. Inbound to the right corner, knocked out by Josiah Clay. Out of bounds. It will be Mesa Vista basketball with a 4-point deficit. 5:16 left, 3rd quarter. Inbound on the right wing in the hands of Valdez. Throws it off to the left side of the arc and throwing up a 3. Adrian Sandoval, his first points of the ball game off a tray. And we got a 1-point game now. Hobbs up by 1 in the front court. 35-34 on the right wing. Clay passes cross court left. 3 on the way for Soria out the left wing. And it comes off the iron and pulled down once again by Gallegos. He's got 8 rebounds. Pass up court, faking a 3, driving the lane is Valdez. Little hook over the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Malachi David for his 6th rebound. Outlets to the far side to Soria, coming across the timeline off the dribble. Bounce pass right corner to Proby. He tries to run to the baseline with it on the dribble. They call a block thrown by Mesa Vista. Coach Vio out across the half-court line screaming at the official. He's lucky he's not got a tee as the referee walks him back. Check to see who they called the block foul on. It wasn't a shooting foul. That will be the first on this half. That was Valdez, his 3rd personal, and the Hobbs Eagles going to call the timeout. So getting a little too close for comfort for Coach Ross. He wants to talk to the troops there on the sideline. 4:40 left here in the 3rd. It's 35-34 Eagles. 1-point lead over Mesa Vista. First round of the Sun Devil Tournament in Espanola coming back in 30. Ball game is tightened up here in Espanola. Eagles were up 35-27 by 8 at the half, and now a 1-point lead for Hobbs. So they're coming screeching back are these Trojans. So they put up a total of 7 points compared to the Eagles 7 actually, but still a very close ball game. Actually, what am I saying here? That was 7-0 is the numbers there. Hobbs has not scored. It was kind of reversing the numbers on the scoreboard. So 35-34. Keep forgetting that we are the visitor in this game. Eagle basketball as we get back after the timeout. Ball in the hands of Josiah Clay. Dribbles right, hands off to Soria outside the perimeter. He'll back it out to the timeline. 2-3 zone now for the Trojans. Coming to get the ball is Clay on the left side. Top of the arc. Waiting for a screen from Javen Hernandez. Dribbles around, gives to Soria right wing. He spots a mid-a 3 off the top of the arc. No good. And here comes the rebound to the other end. Soria strips the ball from behind, is off to the races. The guard kind of lost himself in traffic coming down the lane. As going pretty hard to the rack that time for Mesa Vista was Jonathan Martinez. Good job for Soria to recover and knock that ball out of bounds. Vista basketball on the right baseline underneath their hoop. They'll send it back deep to the timeline. Hernandez going up high. They're going to call a body foul. Looked like both players going up and just chesting each other. Hernandez trying to get up high in the air as the big-time safety for the Hobbs Eagle football team as he went up against Valdez at the time stripe. They call that against Hernandez, his 4th now. First team foul here in the 3rd quarter. From the half-court line, they'll send it down the lane. Underneath Gallegos with a double clutch. David got up in the air and then came crashing down. They call the foul. So foul on David, his second back-to-back foul now for the Eagles, and 2 free throw attempts here coming for Gallegos. Not the guy you want to foul either. He's perfect on the stripe, 5 for 5 in this ball game, and has 9 points. Only 2 free throws though here in the 3rd quarter with 4:11 left. First shot is up and swish for Gallegos. He's got 10. Big man can shoot the threes. Back on the court for the Eagles, Amron Wheeler checking in for David with those 2 fouls. Again, the Eagles still have 2 guys, or actually now 3 guys still in foul trouble. Hernandez with 4, 3 apiece for Lowe and Clay. Second shot for Gallegos. Bounce around the rim. It's no good. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Amron Wheeler, and the outlet quickly to the far right sideline to Soria. Wheeler's 4th rebound. Soria will dribble around the top of the arc and give it off with a handoff to Proby. Proby to the top of the arc as well. The handoff to Lowe. Spin move. Unloads to Soria on the left wing. Dumps it down left corner to Hernandez. Return to Soria left wing. Back to Hernandez. Yo-yo pass corner for 3. Left side an air ball, unfortunately. Loose underneath the hook shot on the rebound for Lowe. Couldn't get it to drop. That's his 8th rebound. And picked up for the Trojans in the transition was Valdez. And we got a wrap up underneath and a travel. Stumbling with the ball was Valdez. And a good job of a double team in the paint there by Soria and Hernandez. After the turnover, that's 13 now for Mesa Vista. Eagle basketball into the front court comes Soria. Gives it off on the left wing to Proby. Proby hands off up top to Lowe. Just running some clock here against the zone. Come back and get it is Soria near the time stripe. Coming up to the top of the arc with a handoff, Proby. Flicks it over to the right wing to Lowe. Back up top to Soria. One hand pass deep in the right corner. Sailing pass to Proby. Double team against him. Coming to the right elbow as Hernandez double clutch, misses everything, but Amron Wheeler tries to tip it up on the right block. Couldn't get it to drop after his 5th rebound, and pulled down for Mesa Vista by Gallegos for another rebound. Shot from the right wing after the pass to Romero, and Javen Hernandez rips it down underneath the hoop. So lots of back and forth now. Hernandez with his 4th board. Give to Soria at the time stripe to bring it across with 2:54 remaining here in the third. We are tied at 35. Into the front court, top of the circle low. Hand off to Proby near the time stripe. Give back deep to Soria. Bounce pass left block. Faking a shot is low. Bounce it back door to Proby. Hand off back door. And Amron Wheeler misses a little hook, but is able to tip it back up for 2. Wheeler with another rebound, his 6th, and 6 points for him. And the Eagles back up by 2, 37-35. 2:30 left, third quarter. Driving the lane with a windmill layup, left side reverse, no good. As a shot made by, or attempted by Valdez, Wheeler gets a rebound, gets it stripped, and then tries to body up the guy that got the steal, and they got the foul on Wheeler. That was the Eagles' 12th turnover, or make it 11. Called the foul on Wheeler, his 2nd, 3rd team foul for Hobbs here in the second half. They're saying it's 4 team fouls, and that will send to the line the guard, Santiago Martinez. He's 1 for 1 from the stripe, nails the free throw, has 8 points. Leading scorer for them, Jordan Gallegos with 10, 8 for Martinez and 7 for Valdez. For your Hobbs Eagles, a total of 11 for Proby. Has not scored in the third quarter, though. Soria, who hasn't scored, with 9, and 6 for Wheeler. Second shot bouncing around and good. Martinez now with 9 points. Perfect 3 for 3 on the line. We're tied at 37. Coming across the timeline for Hobbs. Soria with the basketball, unloads to the right wing to Lowe, gives it back to Soria, swing it left to Proby. Proby in the lane to David, up top to Soria, over to Amron Wheeler, left elbow, trying to post up David. He goes up on 2 defenders, no foul call. Gets his rebound. Wheeler doesn't able to get the drop, a little push shot left block. Then it's going to be Malachi David, a fadeaway on the right block. They call the travel. Coach Ross went to get a foul on that one. David now with 7 rebounds, Wheeler up to 8. But unfortunately could not get any points off that one. 2 minutes left here in the third. We're still tied at 37. Coming across the timeline is Valdez, taking on Soria, unloads left wing to Martinez. He's going to spot up a 3 left corner. Actually, no, he handed off to Gallegos. He spots a 3 from the left corner and nails it. His first tray of the ball game. He's got 13 points, 6 of those in the third quarter. 3-point lead, biggest of the game for Mesa Vista. In the front court with the basketball is Lowe. Lowe giving off right wing to Soria, jab step, cross-court pass left wing to Proby. Proby with the lefty dribble, touch pass over to Wheeler left corner, returns to Proby, still same side left. Crossover move through 2 defenders that call the reach foul. He got sandwiched in between 2, including Gallegos and Romero. See which one they give it to. It looks like it'll go against Romero, his second team foul against Mesa Vista. Hobbs basketball on the left baseline. Soria to inbound, down by 3. Get into Wheeler, left block. Soria to the corner left and returns to Proby left wing. He'll back it out against the 2-3 zone. Dribbling through his legs. One-hand pass over to the right wing to Lowe. Over to the right corner to Soria for 3, and he gets one to drop. Soria's first tray of the ball game, second tray for the team. He's got 12. Ties it up, 40-40 here. 1 minute left in the third. Into the front court, a pass to Gallegos on the right wing. Sizing up David, drives the left side of the lane, reverse layup with his left hand, misses it off the front of the rim, and Amron Wheeler able to rip it down for the Eagles. That's going to be his 9th rebound of the ball game. To half court to Soria to bring it across off the dribble. To the right wing over to Lowe. Lowe dribbles back up top, give it to Soria, and coming to get it from the left side is Proby, top of the circle. Nice head fake, keeps continuing the dribble, spin move, gets it stripped from behind. Gallegos gets the steal. They'll sit up ahead, breaking layup. And laying it in for 2 is Martinez on the right side. He's got 11 points. Quickly going the other way. That was the 12th turnover for the Eagles. Pass to David, right corner for 3, and he swishes at the big man. Back-to-back trays for the Eagles. David now with 9 points. 43-42, the Eagles by 1. Boy, taking our tongues out of our mouths here. Back and forth here in the third quarter. Down to 10 seconds left. Hobbs by 1, 43-42. Slowing it down just a bit across the timeline is Valdez. Taking on Soria. Posting up to the free throw line, Martinez. Over to Gallegos, left elbow. Fadeaway jumper at the buzzer and swishes it from the left elbow. So Gallegos getting on fire with 8 points in the third, 15 overall to lead the Trojans. And they've got the 1-point lead at the end of 3 over the Eagles, 44-43. We'll take a 60-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear.
1 point lead for Mesa Vista, 2A squad, defeating the Eagles up through 3 quarters, 44-43, but we got 1 quarter to go, and Hobbs basketball down by 1. As Sawyer will get it to start at the top of the arc. Hand it off behind to Lowe. Lowe gives it to play up until that end of the third quarter. Hobbs got outscored 17-8 in that third, so that was why they were trailing 44-43 at the end of 3. But Hobbs has regained this game, got back and tied it up 46-all. Now, this is not a regular bracket tournament, as they don't play, the winner goes on. It's basically you have 3 games, so round-robin action here. Bosque is tomorrow. That will be a 3:30 start time, 3:15 pregame show. And we'll also have the Saturday game at 2, as the Eagles will take on the host team, Espanola. Should be a packed house here in Espanola. It's going to be Trojan basketball on the far left sideline in their front court. They throw it to the time stripe in the hands of Valdez. Kicks it off to the right wing to Martinez. To Gallegos in the right corner, their top scorer. Bounce pass back to the near sideline to Valdez. And returns it once again to the right wing to Martinez. To Gallegos on the right base, drives the right elbow, leans and shoots. Fade away off the back of the rim, no good. Soria with the rebound for the Eagles, his third. And he'll take the dribble himself into the front court. Kick off to the right wing to Clay. Clay backs up, shoots a 15-footer off the back of the rim. Chases down his own rebound on the baseline right, his third board. And then they're going to call a push-off after he got the board. Trying to go to the baseline with the drive there. They call it on Clay, his 4th personal, first team foul here in the 4th quarter. 46-all, though. You know, the momentum has been shifting towards the Trojans. Hobbs still hanging with this one, tied up. Ball comes across the timeline to Martinez. Hands it off up top to Gallegos. Not the guy you want to shoot from the outside, and he makes him pay. Throws up a 3 up top and scores it. Big man has got 2 trays and leads the team, and both teams actually with 20 points. 49-46, Eagles down by 3. Pass down to David, left corner. Cross court right, going to the hoop on the right side. Clay goes hard to the iron and gets fouled as he put up a little Statue of Liberty layup there and got his arm ripped off as he let loose of it at right side of the rim. Little backdoor action there. They get the foul on Martinez, his 3rd. First team foul here in the 4th quarter. And Clay will be on the line, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, just with 1 point. Came into the contest averaging 12 a game, so a little bit low numbers for him. Trying to get his rhythm going and misses off the front of the rim. He'll get 1 more. 5:32 remaining here in the 4th. Hobbs down by 3. Clay trying to make it 2 with the free throw on his 2nd shot. Here's a swish. He's got 2 points. 49-47 the score, and it looks like a sub coming in for the Eagles. Hendrick Sullivan checks on. Hobbs with a trap pressure defense, full court. No-look pass on the inbound near side to Gallegos to bring it in. He'll take the dribble up court himself, the big man, taking on Malachi David to the free throw line. Fadeaway jumper, he loves those. This one off the back of the rim. Pulled down hard for the Eagles by Josiah Clay, his 4th rebound. Into the front court, stop and go, dribbling behind his back. They're going to say he pushed off. Defender fell to the floor. Coach Ross thought he should have passed a little bit quicker, and they're going to call the foul on the push-off on Clay. And unfortunately, that's it for him, his 5th personal. He fouls out with 2 points on 2 for 3 free throw shooting. No buckets for Josiah Clay, unfortunately. Eagles still down by 2, 49-47, 5:17 remaining. See who checks in for him. Looks like Justice French returns for the Eagles. Again, everybody's going to be playing some tight defense now, full court for the Eagles. Inbound to the near side to Gallegos. Takes his time on the dribble. Going to get picked up in the half-court game by Malachi David. Drives the lane, head fake, hands it off backdoor, scoop shot. Malachi David trying to pick on 2 defenders, or 2 players that time. Can't get them both, and Martinez lays it on the right glass. He's got 13. Coach Ross calls a timeout. Doesn't want this game to get away from the Eagles, who trail by 4 here in the 4th. 4:59 remaining in the finale quarter. First round of the Sun Devil Tournament in Espanola. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Still a close one here in Espanola. Your Hobbs Eagles trail Mesa Vista 51-47, down by 4. After the timeout, it's Hobbs Eagle basketball in their front court. Pass into the left wing to Sullivan. Down low to Malachi David. Spin move. His defender flat on the floor. Lost his footing as David gets his 4th point of the 4th quarter. He's got 13 for the Eagles. He is the leading scorer now. Soria behind him with 12 and 11 for Darius Proby. If you're just joining us now, there's already been a foul out. Clay, who exited with 2 points. Into the front court on the right elbow. It's a 2-point game. Fadeaway jumper moving to the left. Gallegos misses off the rim. He's missed his last 2. Rebound ripped down by Justice French for the Eagles. As French now with 3 rebounds. Pass down to the left baseline. Proby throws it back deep, but right to Trojan. He goes to the rack to the other end and makes the score. That's Valdez with 9 points. The Eagles have their 13th turnover of the ball game, 53-49. Into the front court, crossover move for Soria. Backdoor to French, double team on the left block. He dribbles out of it to the corner in front of Coach Ross on the left side. Bounce pass to Soria, left baseline. Cross court right to Sullivan. Dumps it down low to Malachi David, right block. Back up top to Soria. His 3-pointer in and out. Put back by French. Got sandwiched between 2 defenders. He put it off the glass. They called the foul, but they're going to say he wasn't shooting. He did put it into the bucket, but they're going to say after the foul occurred. So that will be a rebound for French. He's got 4 of those. They call the foul against Romero, his 3rd, 2nd team foul. And it looks like the Trojans want to call the timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break. It's Mesa Vista 53, your Hobbs Eagles 49, back in 30 seconds live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Fourth quarter action here in Sun Devil Land. The tournament as the Hobbs Eagles taking on Mesa Vista. 2A squad in the state championship last year. Lost by a point to Texaco. 65-64 the final in that one. They were 10-0 in district. Kind of a small district though. As we're getting ready for live action, Hobbs after a timeout, they'll get the ball underneath their hoop. Leading scorer for the Trojans is Gallegos. He's got make that 20 in the ball game. 13 for Martinez. Eagle basketball inside left corner to Malachi David. Gets it back left wing to Sullivan. He's going to spot up a 3. Air ball. Ball loose as Justice French did a good job chasing to the baseline and threw it off the leg of his defender Jonathan Martinez. So Hobbs retained possession. That saved the day there. Justice French. Some good speed to get to that baseline on the right side. Eagle basketball underneath their hoop. With 3:47 remaining, down by 4. Inbound to the right corner to Proby. Dribbles and then gives it back to Soria behind him, right corner. Fadeaway 3, and big hit for Soria. He's got 15 points and 2 trays. The Eagles down by 1, 53-52. Coming across the top off the dribbles, Valdez gets it stripped, goes in the backcourt, trying to save it to himself as Martinez. They're going to call the trip foul. Coach Ross thought the legs just got tangled up. The referee calls a foul. Coach Ross not a happy camper after that one. Called French on his 2nd personal, 2nd team foul, and it will be Mesa Vista basketball in their backcourt. The inbound comes into Valdez, and he'll take the dribble against Soria through the time stripe. 3:20 remaining. Eagles down by 1. Goes to the high post. Gallegos right side, backdoor. Missing the layup was Martinez. Rebound by Justice French in transition now as he passes it up ahead to Soria. 3-pointer off the left side of the front of the rim. It rolls to the right side of the court and on the floor for the rebound and gets sitting right on his butt there. I think they get the timeout to stop the defenders from the Eagles that come in on him. Jonathan Martinez with the board. Landed right on his butt in that deep right corner of the front court. Actually, it was his defensive position over there, but his coach on the other side of the court, Vigil, knew that they didn't call that timeout. He'd have a jump ball because he had 2 Hobbs Eagles on top of him and get ready to rip it away from him. We'll keep it right here. 53-52, still a 1-point ball game. Again, the halftime score was 35-27. The Eagles up by 8. And then we're outscored 17-8 in the third quarter, and that's when Mesa Vista started taking control there as the second half continued on. Again, tomorrow we'll have the Postgame game here. Same time, 3:30 tip-off, 3:15 pregame show. And then Saturday we'll have the final game of this round-robin tournament against the host team, Espanola. That's a 1:45 pregame, 2 o'clock tip-off. Eagles have fouled out one player so far. That's Josiah Clay. He was 2 of 4 from the charity stripe, had 2 points and 4 rebounds. Pressure defense being applied now for the Eagles. They'll match up. They'll leave the baseline. Nope, no story. He's going to go take on the baseline guy in the backcourt. He'll bounce it in to Martinez. Martinez will come across the timeline against Javen Hernandez, who just checked in. Put it up top to Martinez, to the high post, to Gallegos. He pivots. Good defensive pressure being applied, chest to chest for Lowe. Slings it back door underneath the hoop to Martinez. It's loose. Diving on the floor. Javen Hernandez goes down low with it and gets on the hardwood there with Martinez, the guy they tried to get that threaded needle to. Jump ball going to go to the Trojans on their right baseline, leading by 1. Inbounding will be Martinez. Throws a back deep helium ball. Almost goes in the backcourt. As Gallegos comes down with it, the big man, as he takes one-on-one against Lowe. Drives the lane, reverse layup left, and scores off the glass. Gallegos with 22 points to lead both teams. Eagles down by 3, 55-52. In the front court, pass to David. Throws up a 3, right corner, and swishes it. Malachi David oohs and ahs from the crowd. His second tray as the big man for the Eagles, ties it at 55. This game ain't over yet. 2:20 remaining. Coming across the timeline, stop and go dribble for Martinez. Extends a pass down to the right corner, 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim for Martinez. Rebound for Hernandez for the Eagles on the right baseline. Javen's going to throw it up ahead, and coming across is Soria. Javen with his 5th rebound. Soria passes left corner, gets it back from Proby, up top to Malachi David. This three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Jonathan Martinez, his 5th. Outlet to the timeline to Valdez to bring it across for the Trojans. Tied at 35. Stop and go, right elbow. Good guard by Soria. Gives it behind him on the right wing to Romero. Shuffle pass to the time stripe to Gallegos. So we got a crash. Soria and Lowe were in there to try to knock the ball away. They called a foul. See who they get this one against. It looks like that'll be charged to Lowe, his 4th team foul on the Eagles. And it will be, they called a foul, but they're going to give the ball at half court, which is not the new rules. They should have been back at the 28-foot line. They didn't do it. They inbound in the backcourt deep anyway to Romero. Romero dribbles into the front side and hands it off to his guard, Valdez. Top of the circle. Pass to the right wing, deflected off the hands of Lowe, and then he gets the ball back. It gets hammered. Double teamed, just bear hugged on both sides of his body that time. And that'll be a foul against Mesa Vista after the 19th turnover for the Trojans. It looks like a timeout will be called as well. They get that foul on Romero. Shia Romero, his 4th, 3rd team foul against the Trojans. Coach Ross going to call the timeout. It's a tie ball game again, 55-all. You got to kind of guess that Coach Ross wants some high percentage type of shots, maybe some post looks and kickouts. Don't necessarily need the threes. I mean, that extra point on that 3 shot gives you a little bit of a cushion there, but kind of dangerous stuff if you don't get the rebound. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 55-all here in Espanola as the Hobbs Eagles take on Mesa Vista. Come back with us in half a minute. Got ourselves a ball game here in Espanola, tied at 55, first round of the Sun Devil Tournament. Your Eagles taking on Mesa Vista. Hobbs has hit 4 3-pointers in this game, 3 for Mesa Vista. Top scorer for the Trojans, 22 for Jonathan Gallegos. And for your Hobbs Eagles, 16 the leader for David and 15 for Soria. 7 points for David here in the 4th quarter. Soria in the front court, hands it off on the right wing off the dribble to Lowe. Gets triple team. Hand off up top to Proby. He gets double teamed to the timeline. Looking for his dear life. Hand it off to David right next to him left side. Pass up top to Hernandez. It gets bumped into hard and the foul. Boy, furious defense being applied up across the 3-point line for the Trojans. And the foul going to be called on Jordan Gallegos, his 2nd. That's the 14th foul. Both teams 1 away from the double shot bonus. So big foul coming up for either squad as the ball gets thrown in by Soria, and then he dribbles into the backcourt. His back foot went across the line as he got the inbound, lost his sighting on the floor, and that will be a turnover. The crowd called it before the official did. 14 turnovers for the Eagles, 14 for the Trojans. Kind of fitting as we are tied at 55. In the backcourt, spin move for Valdez, taking on Soria on the right wing. Dumps it down to Gallegos, right block, backing into his defender. Wraparound pass in the lane, gets rejected right back to Gallegos. Kicks it down left corner, 3 on the way for Martinez, and swish. Deep left corner for Martinez. That's their fourth three-pointer. He's got 16. Quickly in the front court. Eagles down by 3. Pass down the right corner to Soria. Posting up Hernandez, right block. Goes up 2 hands, leads into his defender. They call the body foul. Gallegos trying to throw his arms up in the air to try to change the call. The official a little late on that one. Hernandez went up strong that time. Gallegos with his 3rd personal. That is the 15th foul. The Eagles have the double bonus the rest of this game, importantly, with 48 seconds remaining and down by 3. Javen is 1 of 2 in the ball game from the line. His only point of the game in the first half, and has 5 rebounds. Also 4 fouls, but he's survived. He's stayed in this game up through this 4th quarter. Hernandez's first free throw, in and out, no good. He'll get 1 more. Eagles were 11 of 17 from the line for 64%, and then missed that one, 11 of 18. 1 more shot for Hernandez to try to get it down to a 2-point game. Shot is up, and it is good. He's got 2 points. It's now 58-56. Eagles down by 2 with 48 seconds remaining. Full court pressure, inbound to the near sideline. Catching it, returning it back deep. Martinez gets it to his guard. The other Martinez, Santiago. Handoff on the near side, dribbling up the near right side is Valdez. His pass wraparound, stolen away from the Eagles. Pick off by Lowe. Does it down court to Soria. Gets knocked to the floor, trying to take it to the rack on the left side. What a beautiful steal by Lowe in the passing lane that time to get it up court to Soria. That'll be the 15th turnover for the Trojans. They'll get the foul on the drive there. Charge that one to Valdez. Andres Valdez with 4, 16 fouls, still double bonus, and that'll put Soria on the line. He is 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Came into the game 10 of 10. First free throw up and good. Kind of a wicked reverse spin on that one. Hopefully he was going to go over the rim, and it did. He's got 16. He has just tied up Malachi David for top scoring at this point. 11 for Adarius Proby, but hasn't scored here in the second half. Second shot for Soria is good. He's got 17, and we're tied again at 58. 30 seconds left here in regulation. Stop and go dribble, crossover move for Valdez down the front court against Soria. Top of the arc, comes down the lane, puts on the brakes, leads and shoots from the right side of the rim and scores. So Valdez now at 11. Sorry about the video camera on that one. Into the front court. Soria at the free throw line. Coach Ross calls a timeout as Soria unloads the pass to Malachi David, who was tasting a 3-point shot there, was still on his flat foot when the timeout was called. So 60-58, 2-point lead for Mesa Vista. The Trojans came in with a 1-0 record, as they did have their first victory against Pecos. They were actually down in that game 14-0 in the first quarter and came back and won the contest. So Pecos was a semifinal team last year in the 2A state tournament, the same as Mesa Vista, who lost by 1 to Texaco in the championship game. So small division school, but a very good basketball program that got that first win against Pecos. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles, 3-0 record coming into this one. Beat Brownfield, Texas, beat Sandia, and then Tuesday night against Centennial. As they, in terms of their numbers in those games, they were averaging 70 points through 3 games and only giving up 48. 209 points to 143 against the 3 opponents. Hobbs had 33 turnovers through 3 games, averaging 11, the same for their opponents. But they out-rebounded their opponent 114-76 in those 3 games. So some good advantages there on points and on rebounds. Turnovers are a wash. But this game right now, they got to worry about the 2-point deficit, 60-58 with 14.3 seconds remaining. Ross did call the timeout in the front court. It should be at the 28-foot line. Or actually, no, they were driving the lane, so that would be... Oh, they are going to put it on the 28-foot line. I guess they called it before he made it into the lane there. So Hobbs will have it the far right sideline, down by 2 with 14 seconds left. Inbounding is Lowe. Lowe gets into the backcourt to Soria. He comes across, takes a few dribbles, going through his legs, trying to get the defender out on him. Bounce pass left wing to Lowe. Lowe gets tough pressure, one-hand bounce pass to David left corner. David jumps in the air, throws up top to Soria with 2 seconds. Fires a 3 from the left side, the buzzer. They don't call the foul. It looked like they hit his elbow. He misses on the left side of the rim. No good. And Mesa Vista with an upset win as the Hobbs Eagles lose 60-58. to the Trojans. It looked like they got his arm. Sorry, he kind of slid to the left side of the arc, threw up a three. That would have won the ball game. No foul call. And the Eagles suffer their first loss of the season again, 60-58. Eagles now 3-1, and Mesa Vista improves to 2-0. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the internet, along with the Cool 95.7 app on your cell phone. Welcome back to Espanola, the Sun Devil Tournament, as your Hobbs Eagles unfortunately losing a close ball game to Mesa Vista. Final score in this one, 60-58. Eagles were outscored 16-15 in the fourth quarter. They were down by 1 at the end of 3, 44-43. So an extra point added on for the difference in this ball game for the Mesa Vista squad. The Trojans improved to 2-0. They were the runners-up in the state tournament last year to Texaco, losing by 1. And the Hobbs Eagles, of course, dropped to 3-1 after the loss on this one. Looking at the numbers, first of all, for Mesa Vista, their top scorer, Jordan Gallegos, he finishes up with a double-double, 22 points and 10 rebounds. So he got his last rebound there in the fourth quarter to put them into that double digits for his squad. He was also almost perfect on the line, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. Two other guys in double digits for the Trojans. Santiago Martinez finished with 16 points. He was perfect from the stripe at 3 for 3 and also hit a tray, a big one in the fourth quarter. The last of the double digits, Andres Valdez with 11 points. He went 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Other scorers, Jonathan Martinez finished with 6. He was 1 of 3 from the line, including a tray. Stephen Pena finished with a bucket and 2 points. Adrian Sandoval hit a tray for 3. So they finished up with a total of 5 players in the scorebook in this one. 4 3-pointers, the same amount that the Hobbs Eagles got on the other side of the coin. And they had one more turnover than the Eagles, 15-14. Now, there was a big discrepancy on rebounds as Mesa Vista had 22 compared to 43 for the Eagles. So definitely an advantage there with some size of Malachi David. But Gallegos, so definitely was a monster on the boards with 10, as we mentioned before. So he kept them going throughout much of the contest. Good free throw shooting for Mesa Vista, 13 of 17 for 76%. And again, a lot of that on the shoulders of Gallegos, their post player. Loved to slide in the lane and do some fadeaways. He was, again, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe and also the top rebounder with 10. On the side of the Hobbs Eagles, they did manage a couple of guys in double digits. Lyric Soria, the scoring leader, he finished with 17 points. He did hit 2 trays in the second half. He shot the last one there at the buzzer and looked like he got fouled on the left side of the arc, but they didn't call it. But he ended up 5 of 6 from the charity stripe as well. Again, he is the leader with 17 and also had 3 rebounds. Malachi David getting a total of 7 of his 16 points in the fourth quarter. So he finished up with 16, one behind Soria. He did not get to the free throw line in this game, but again, he hit 2 trays and ended up with 8 rebounds on the game. So those are the only 2 guys in double digits as Soria and David combined for 33 points and 11 rebounds. Other points production, actually one more, Darius Proby. He didn't score in the second half, but he did finish with 11 points in the first half, including a tray and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. And then dropping off to single digits, Amron Wheeler coming off the bench for 6 points and 9 rebounds. He was 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Josiah Clay, who fouled out in the fourth quarter, had 2 points on 2 of 4 free throw shooting. Jadarius Lowe finished with 5 points, 1 for 1 on the line, and also had a total of 8 rebounds. And he was one of the top rebounders on the game. And Javen Hernandez with 2 points on 2 of 4 free throw shooting for the contest. The Eagles finish up. Let me double check my numbers here. 7 scores in the book, so they had 2 more guys coming off the bench getting some point production, 2 more than what Mesa Vista had. But, of course, Mesa Vista finished with a 2-point win. Eagles 1 less turnover than Mesa Vista, 14 compared to 15. Had even up 3-pointers, 4 for each team. And they did dominate on the rebounds by 21, 43-22. But the free throws, not where it needed to be for Hobbs in this one in a 2-point ball game. 14 of 25 from the charity stripe for 56%. So definitely some areas to be improved would include free throw shooting in this game. But a very close contest at that, 60-58 the final. Again, Eagles now 3-1, and Mesa Vista improves to 2-0. Now tomorrow, of course, the Eagles in the round-robin tournament are not knocked down to the consolation bracket or anything. They will be continuing on. They have 2 more games that have already been set, so it's not a bracket situation like some tournaments are, like the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. So they will have those 2 games regardless. Postgame currently comes in with a 1-0 record on the season. And so far, that one contest just a few nights ago, as they were able to take on Estancia and beat them pretty badly, 72-24 in that contest. So they won that one by 48 points for that victory. Actually, that was played on November 25th, so a little bit more than a week ago on that one. In terms of the box score of that ball game with that major blowout victory, not much going on with that one, obviously, with the so many points that they did get. But they were actually up 41-19 at the half and outscored Estancia 31-5 in the second half. So complete dominance in that ball game. And for the Bosque School, in terms of point production in that game, 20 for Wilson. He was the leading scorer. Kalishman had 12 and Custer with 11. So those three guys combining for 43 of their total 72 points, more than 50% scoring for those three guys. So again, Bosque School coming off a win to try to get their record to 2-0. They're another 2A school, by the way, just like Mesa Vista. So again, we saw a couple years ago, there was I believe it was Fort Sumner House. I think they were 2A at the time. They played at the Artesia tournament, I believe, got themselves all the way to the semifinals of that bracket tournament. So, sometimes these divisions early on is not definitely a negative, as we saw tonight with this win for Mesa Vista. Once again, the final score, 60-58. Eagles tomorrow back on the radio and the internet for you. 3:15 pregame show and 3:30 start against Bosque School. And then, of course, on Saturday, we'll have the final game against Espanola, 1:45 pregame, and the tip-off at 2 o'clock. I'd like to thank Ron Gunner doing our scoreboard here for us. Also at the station, Tiffany